All right, game 2. We're just going to get straight into it. I'll catch up on all the alerts that I've missed after game 2 because we are doing best of 3s today. So I'll do 2 games, then I'll do a little catch up. That seems like the best way to work. But yeah, these guys, I'm pretty sure that they know that it's all best of 3s all the way. So we're just going to get started. A lot of best of 3s to do today. So we're not going to waste any time. What an upset in the first game. With how well Devo started, it looked like he might be able to close it. Did I misspell Kaydop? Kaydop, yeah, close enough. Nah, wait, did he? He spelled his name differently as well. He's called Kaydop today. I don't know why, but I guess we'll call him Kaydop as well, for good measure. What does Kaydop stand for? I don't know this. Kaydop. Yeah, I could call him Kaydop. Now we're just gonna stick with Kaydop. Can't stop the Kaydop. Is Sebadam going to be able to stop Kaydop's first attack? He won't be able to, surely. Kaydop does well. He takes it past his opponent with ease. But only because Sebadam committed to the wall so early. Another Titanium White Octane. We've already seen one of these today. It was Devo, of course, who was using that one. And it looks like, to start things off, we will have Sebadam being forced into defense yet again. Is Kaydop going to be annoying and just let this ball stick around in the back corner? I wouldn't have minded that. I do love when players are cheeky and they just leave the ball in their back corner, force their opponents come over to them, even though there's hardly any time gone. Sebadam with a good throw, and it's going to make the back of the net. 1-all. 4:20 remaining. Sebadam does well here. He didn't go for the side boost. A lot of players would have done that in this position, but his control to balance the ball on top of his car was perfect, setting up the shot and picking up boost on the way. Kaydop hits the brakes and wins the kickoff as a reward, and he will get the goal to take the lead once again. Really interesting kickoff by Kaydop. What he does is he just does a normal kickoff, but then right before hitting the ball, he hits the brakes and he lets the ball bounce off of him so that his opponent gets the first touch and then doesn't get a second touch after Kaydop's block. Sebadam revenge kickoff goal will tie things up. I don't think these guys have played on my stream before, have they? Does anybody in the chat know if these guys have played on my stream? I'm almost certain that they've played, and in fact I've seen them play before, both on Sebadam's stream and on Kaydop's stream, and it's a very interesting close matchup. I think Kaydop might have the edge the majority of the time. Great recovery by Sebadam there. Lands side on to the boost, and he's able to go and pick it up while landing on the wall in the process. Kaydop fails to start the bounce dribble. Sebadam sees that, moves in. I know that these guys have both played multiple series on my stream, especially Kaydop. But I don't think that they've ever played against each other on my stream. This is another first. We had a first with Devo versus Ocelon, and then we have another first with Sebadam versus Kaydop, or Kaydop, as he is today. Still don't know why he's called Kaydop. Kaydop, nicely done. Baits Sebadam into the rebound after letting it hit the back wall. Kaydop had a lot of options here. He could have gone for a half volley clear, but instead he just jumps off the wall and tracks the ball as it goes back down to the ground. He knew that Sebadam would bite on that rebound attempt. Sebadam has a wide open net here, and Kaydop does well to sit on him, block the shot. Sebadam says nice one in the chat, but he will be able to turn it around and put it back in the net after complimenting Kaydop's stellar defense. Kaydop trying to be a bit cheeky and sneak up behind Sebadam. It was going to be pretty awkward to save that in any case, as Sebadam took not just the big boost but the small one as well. Kaydop, as always, as bumpy as possible, does well off the wall. I think wall play and aerial play in general are two areas where Sebadam is certainly outclassed by the Frenchman. But Sebadam's flicks are pretty nasty, and his ground shots are also. Very, very solid. So it's going to be a matter of, will this game stay on the ground or will it go to the air? I would not be surprised to see Kaydop going for multiple off-the-wall aerials and air dribbles, because he'll know that Sebadam is not quite as comfortable as he is in those aspects of the game. Sebadam's done well to work another chance from a 50-50. The shot is lacking though. Kaydop's save is even worse. Very messy segment of play here. And Sebadam trying to go over the top corner throw, misses by a mile. Kaydop surely will be able to shoot on target. Yes, he will, but not hard enough or early enough. Pretty messy segment of play, like I said, but Kaydop finally finds some accuracies, back up in the lead. Sebadam carelessly touching the ball into his opponent. He was trying to roll it up the sidewall, but he didn't hit it fast enough. And if he didn't intend to hit it faster, he definitely shouldn't have hit it so far angled. Kaydop, easy kickoff goal. 2-goal lead. It's looking really bad for Sebadam. Just the manner in which this game has been going for Kaydop is very worrying to me, as we look from Sebadam's perspective, because he's not been able to force Kaydop out of his comfort zone very often, and when he has, it's been due to boost starving and then a kickoff goal as well. He hasn't been able to score while Kaydop is in net. Kaydop did have a lot of the goal covered once again. He's thrown himself into a couple of challenges in the corner, and that has not worked either time. Sebadam back within one. I'm curious to why Kaydop continues to throw himself into these corner challenges when Sebadam is definitely closer to the ball than he is, but we will have to pay attention to that situation as it develops more and more. I'm sure we're going to see at least one more chance for Sebadam to score. And will he be able to force Kaydop into an unfavourable 50-50 again? Kaydop has lots of options here. He goes top right. Sebadam with a save, but he can't keep it out on the second time of asking. It was a good save by Sebadam in the first place. Might have got a little bit ahead of himself though. He could have done better. There's no doubt. Kaydop once again, slow kickoff and a comfortable win. I think Kaydop's kickoff game is so impressive, the way that he mixes it up, and it's working wonders for him here. He doesn't get a direct kickoff goal, but he gives himself so much time to reposition and wait for Sebadam to make a commitment at the near post and take the ball over the top of his head. 3 goals in the lead. Kaydop is looking really good to take this game 1. Sebadam squeaks in another kickoff goal to keep it interesting. Let's see if Sebadam is going to stick to his current game plan, or is he going to try to outplay Kaydop before he gets within 2 yards of the net. Sebadam has been waiting a long time before making his move. He likes to get really close to the net before going for the throw. I love that he's able to look over the top of the ball there before taking a shot. Oh, despite bad accuracy on the rebound, Sebadam does get the goal. Really well done flick by Sebadam. Kaydop again could have done better on the initial save, and he might have been able to save that second one if he landed more cleanly as well. Got to give Sebadam credit where it's due. To look over the top of the ball with camera swivel is phenomenal, and he's tied the game with another kickoff goal. Did Kaydop play this as well as he could have? Oh, trying to dodge in the way of an early shot, but Sebadam had no interest in an early shot there. We've got another close game on our hands. I think so far every game being separated only by a goal. Oh my goodness, this is so close. Sebadam can't get in position after this awkward centre ball. Kaydop again just making it so difficult to defend. One of the most annoying players to play against is Kaydop. And I don't think the ball has moved less on a kickoff than that in the history of Rocket League. What a save, Kaydop! Just back in time. Sebadam has one more chance. Not the best first touch, but Kaydop is pretty boost starved at the moment. Sebadam has another chance. Tries a direct shot, but it is really, really weak for a player of Sebadam's caliber. And now he has a lot of work to do, and it isn't going to happen. 1-0. Kaydop is able to secure game 1 after a resurgence by Sebadam at the end of the game. Good to see Sebadam not giving up and trying his best to get back into it. but he's really on the ropes. Now look at this shot totals. My goodness, 17 to 14. That is a ridiculous amount of shots for both players. Paying a lot of attention to diagonal kickoffs right now. Kaydop has not been doing a very good job of getting between his goal and the ball on diagonal kickoffs thus far. He's been losing a lot of kickoff goals and kickoff possessions to Sebadam in that particular spawning position. And it's certainly his own fault. But it looks like a simple lap around the field is going to be enough for Kaydop in the first goal of game 2. Oh, Sebadam was pretty close to getting the demo, but after missing it, he knew that that was going to be the end of that attack. You've got to be so careful going for those demo plays, because if you miss, you're in a lot of trouble. Again, Kaydop, not goal side. He has done this so many times on the diagonal kickoff. I was complimenting his kickoff strategy. I think that his decision making on kickoffs is definitely up there with the best in the world. He's able to mix it up, really keep his opponent guessing, make it difficult for them to establish a rhythm. But his positioning has not been as good as what I've seen from him in the past. He just needs to get a bit more goal side, especially on that diagonal spawn. Oh, Kaydop has a shot here. He will not miss from that range. You know, as soon as this shot or this ball bounces off the wall and Kaydop is turning first, that if he hits the ball cleanly, there's nothing Sebadam can do. Kaydop is one of the best shooters in the world. He just hits the ball so hard every time he hits it. And you know that in that situation, it's going to be Kaydop versus himself. Nothing Sebadam can do after he sets the ball off the wall to his opponent. Sebadam looking like he might be in trouble this game. He is once again outplayed by Kaydop. Long shot from the sidewall. So smart by Kaydop to dip down a little bit before making that shot. You want it to go down just so that when he hit the ball, he could hit the underside of the ball and get it to arc up the way. Keep it from bouncing too early. This might be another kickoff goal for Sebadam. In fact, he's done a really bad shot. The rebound is wide open, and then a nice finish is his reward. He should have scored into the bottom right with that touch. Kaydop really didn't need to save the ball so carelessly either. That was messy by both players. Sebadam choosing not to go for the kickoff, instead faking it. It is working in the sense that he's getting possession every time he does that. But with the amount of kickoff goals that Sebadam has been scoring from the diagonal spawn, I would not be too against him just continuing to go for more and more of his regular style of kickoff. It's a big chance for Seb. Is he going to go for the bounce dribble or the ball carry? Looks like ball carry once again, and he's not able to take it under control in time. He saw Kaydop turning, but he didn't react anywhere near fast enough. And Hellfire reigns on Manfield once again. Close range shot from Kaydop. Again, favouring ball cam like we all know he loves to do. Don't worry guys, you're watching the live Twitch chat. I'll be sure to pay attention every once in a while and just ban people who are one-man spamming. They'll get their comeuppance eventually. YouTube are probably thinking, thank goodness we don't have to see what on earth he's talking about. Ooh, Sebadam did get the boost, and he will get another. Not surprising to see Kaydop staying on the ball, despite the fact that he has no boost. This is a very common thing in modern day 1v1. I don't mind everybody spamming the same thing, but if people one-man spam, you're getting wrecked. That's just how it is. You're getting wrecked. One goal the difference yet again. Yet to see too many kickoff shenanigans from Kaydop in this second game. I do like Kaydop's line of play there. He goes for the boost. He knows that if Sebadam rushes him, that Sebadam would win the race to the ball, so he just immediately blind fakes a little bit of a challenge and then goes straight back to net, because he knows he's going to have to do some defending in the immediate future. Oh, that's very careless by Sebadam. Very, very careless by Sebadam not to at least try to dodge into the ball. What a bounce on that wall. It goes much higher than everybody expected. This looks like the the Kaydop show at the moment. He's just looking way too solid, way too in control, and way too threatening for Sebadam to deal with. He hasn't needed to go to the wall on the ceiling as much as I thought he would. Oh my, well, that was a little bit of a bad first touch for Kaydop. If he's going to go to the wall on the ceiling, he might want to hit the ball a bit higher than he did here, as this was hardly even in the air. Sebadam able to intercept at ground level on a ceiling shot attempt from Kaydop. I don't think I've ever seen a ground interception on a ceiling shot attempt before, but careless by Kaydop. He's got to be careful. We saw that from Devo earlier today. Oh, Kaydop with a great own goal is going to tie the game up for Sebadam. Seems like every time I call the game as Kaydop under control and Kaydop for the win, Sebadam is able to find the comeback. It was a decent throw by Seb, but why Kaydop was jumping the way he did remains to be seen. And now Sebadam's going to be in the lead. What on earth is happening to Kaydop? He's in control. He jumps off the ceiling for no reason, concedes a goal, scores an own goal, doesn't get between him and the ball, or him and his goal on, doesn't get between the ball and his goal on the next face-off, and he concedes once again. And people are going to criticize Sebadam for only scoring kickoff goals. All power to him. He's punishing Kaydop for some very, very bad positioning. Kaydop is going to shoot this, and rarely does he miss from this range. He has missed this time. Sebadam has plenty boost. Kaydop knows that. Backs off accordingly. Sebadam has some good control. He doesn't get the pop on target, and it's going to naturally clear itself as well. So this should be another Kaydop chance. He's doing the same thing as last time. I think this time he had the accuracy, but the power wasn't there. Sebadam has a big chance here to take us into game 3. It's his game to lose at this point. Kaydop was looking really solid and very in control until one careless flop off the ceiling and one turnaround by Sebadam. Oh, messy half flip by Kaydop, and another one. He's all over the place right now. Sebadam will go off the wall and try to double touch this in. Gets a dunk for his trouble, and he should be able to finish. He takes his time though. Fake jump will give Kaydop time to recover. I don't know if the fake jump was the right strategy there by Seb, as there was never a chance in a million years that Kaydop would have joined him in the air or backed off any further. Kaydop does go to the air. This is one position where he should have the advantage over Seb, but Sebadam swats away. Another very all-in move. Gets another goal for his trouble. 4 consecutive goals to finish off the game. And Sebadam will force a game 3 against a player who looked like he might be on a fast track to a win in this series. And now Kaydop's going to make us wait a little bit longer. I can indeed update the scoreboard though, as 1-1 is the score going into game 3. Is there any bracket? I've decided not to bother making a bracket command because it's too complicated for you guys. And also I'm showing the bracket between every best of 3, so you can see it then. Don't worry. I explain it every time, or at least I try to. I try my best. Game 3 in what has been a pretty messy series, I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised to see Kaydop's kickoff positioning being so bad on so many occasions, as he's had, in game 1 at least, far superior kickoff strategy. He was winning the chess game off kickoffs. Sebadam really turned it around in game 2 though, with a couple of fake kickoffs on the diagonal spawn. Nice placement by Sebadam. 1-0. Is Kaydop on the ropes? Sebadam's recovery there really messed with Kaydop's mind, as he expected a shot to his bottom left. Instead it went to the bottom right. Sebadam really winning a lot of kickoffs at the moment. Kaydop is struggling to match Sebadam's speed and consistency. Surprised to see Sebadam turning before picking up the boost. He did not get punished though. Again, more boost for Seb. Kaydop struggling to keep up with the pace of the Englishman. And a great shot by Sebadam. He finds himself on the wrong side of the ball after it comes into the center, but beautiful dodge to find the angle. 2-0, and it's Kaydop has once again faced up with another diagonal kickoff, a kickoff which he's been struggling with. This time at least he gets opposite his opponent, preventing him from forcing another kickoff goal. This is looking really bad for Kaydop though. That shot was nothing like what we expect from him. Sebadam, careless challenge, will bring him back into the game. I just want to see 1 ounce of consistency from someone in this game. I don't know why we're seeing so much overt aggression when players are in the lead, especially remember Kaydop last game, 2 goals in the lead, jumps off the ceiling in his opponent's half and gives away a goal in the process. Ends up losing the game. Sebadam in that situation, up by 2, throws in an early challenge where he's not even coming from goal side. Very, very messy by the standard that we come to expect from these guys. I do like the slow roll here by Sebadam. He's knocking off a couple of seconds from the clock. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remain. Plenty of time for Kaydop to figure out how to win. But he's been bleeding goals from the diagonal kickoff all series long. Looks like finally he might have solved this problem. But another timid shot. Easily stopped. Kaydop certainly not looking like an upgrade on the usual Kaydop, if you ask me. Ball cam making it possible for Kaydop to see where Sebadam was at in that situation. If he turned it off, he would have been facing straight forward and Sebadam would have been in his blind spot. So that's one situation where leaving ball cam on for the ball carry does make sense, in my opinion. Another very careless side-on challenge by Sebadam. Second time he's conceded this game with a challenge like this. Not coming from goal side, not getting a hard block, and not getting anything as a reward either. But he will get another kickoff goal. 2 kickoff goals separate these 2 players at the moment. Kaydop getting out muscled. He's getting out 50-50'd. 50-50s are turning a bit into 60-40s between these guys. Sebadam again in a great position. Not a very good shot though. He did well to adapt into the boost steal after realizing his shot wouldn't be on target. He's wave dashed to try and get a recovery in time, but he's way out the game yet again. I think Sebadam should have just aborted that air dribble attempt after the first touch was as close to Kaydop's wall as it was. Kaydop is never going to let that hit the back wall when he is there to stop it. Well, if nothing else, Kaydop doesn't seem to be conceding diagonal spawn kickoff goals this game. He's conceded a couple of regular spawn kickoff goals, which speaks volumes to Sebadam's ability to connect with the ball with consistency. Double demo. I was quickly going to check there if anyone was alive. Sebadam will come out on top as he's got defender's advantage. Finally, a good shot by Sebadam, and it's a really good shot. He's been misfiring all game, and it's about time that he pulled the trigger with gusto. Great timing, great placement, great power. 2 goals separate them. 2 minutes remain. 2 wins is all that's needed to take a series in this format. But like I said earlier, don't worry if your fan favorite does lose in this round. They're not out yet. They just have a slightly more difficult run to the final, as it should be. Of course, winners always rewarded. It was a good force. I think that 50-50 was a really good idea by Kaydop. He was dodging kind of secretly from one side. Oh, I didn't expect this to find the back of the net. Sebadam's up by 3. Let's take another look at both the shot. The Sebadam late dodge does well to find the power. Nicely done, actually. He was really able to slam that, even though it was only a rolling ball. But what I was going to say is Kaydop has a knack for surprising players with his 50-50s in their opponent's half. Usually in your opponent's half, it's dangerous to go all in for 50-50s. Kaydop is pretty good at it. But my goodness, is Sebadam beasting kickoffs at the moment. This is insane how many goals he's been able to slam in from the kickoff. He's adapted well to Kaydop's slow approach. And now it's just up to Sebadam. Can he do what Devo could not in the first series. Can he close it? Can he do the likely at this time? Like, he just needs to not let Kaydop score 4 times, and without kickoff subbing going, I really don't see it happening for Kaydop. He looked in control, and then just jumping off the wall one too many times made him lose a game where he was comfortably, I think, in control of. Sebadam, you always know that when he thinks he's made a unforced error, he throws his camera swivel around rapidly, but he's going to win this game and take a series which did not look like he was the favourite to win. He's done very well to both turn this one around and not just make it into a close series, but get the win at the end of the day. Oh, Kaydop is flying in here. He's going to get 1 goal back, using all his boost to recover and floor pinch the ball into the net. That's a really good recovery by Kaydop, in fact. Perfect efficiency in the air. But without kickoff subbing going, I don't think he's going to be able to win. He's not even able to get 1 consolation goal as Sebadam hits him with his own medicine. Oh no, Kaydop. The slow kickoff is something that I know you love, but Sebadam has seen that and he's been able to execute it to perfection himself, even a slow roll. This will mean Sebadam has knocked Kaydop into losers, or into the lower half of the bracket, alongside Devo. Crazy. I think that's arguably 2 upsets already in the tournament. Arguably 2 upsets. With the talent that we have on show today, it's never going to be easy to get a win anyway, versus just about... No, there won't be any free wins, is what I'm saying. But wow. Kaydop drops to Sebadam. Let me do some more painting. And that means that Kaydop will join Devo in the lower half, and Sebadam is in the upper half with Ocelon. Quick explanation for anybody who doesn't know what this means. We're doing Swiss bracket today, so the players who win their first round match are going to be top half, players who lose will be bottom half, then the 4 losers will match up against each other in round 2, the 4 winners will match up against each other in round 2, all random draw, and then the winners will move on, the losers will be out, and the 4 players who finish off round 2 at a 1-1 win-loss score will play against each other for the final 2 semi-final spots. That's what we have on show today.